Apparently, I can switch. Here's the other thing. Have you ever figured out that using your iPad for Skype is easier than using a Windows computer?
It really is, yeah.
Who owns Skype? Wait,
Microsoft?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do. That's right. The people who own Skype can't figure out how to use it as well as people who are using it as a third-party app. Wow. Hey, you want to know where else it's really easy to use? On Chrome computers. Who owns Skype? Let's just keep on asking the question, who owns Skype? Is it Microshit? Oh, yeah, it's Microshit.
I think you're being a tad hard on Microsoft.
No. You know what I think Microsoft, what happens to Microsoft is they've hired people who are coders, and they hire people who are like, hey, Jimmy, you're 14 and you know how to code, right? We don't have to pay you as much because you're 14.
I don't
like
think
child
that's
labor
fair.
laws, you know?
Oh, Stu. Oh, no,
and then they're like, oh, Jimmy, hey, you know what you're going to be responsible for?
Mm-hmm.
Making sure the NSA doesn't get hacked.
Whoopsie!
You're okay, Jimmy, right? You're 14? And Jimmy's like, whatever, man. The minute you leave this room, I'm going to be jerking off to porn.
I got 30 monitors on the wall, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a different Skype. Porno on each one.
I can't pay Skype and do... Like, I can't play my Skyrim and do national security at the same time. What shit are you talking about? Plus the fact that I got to jerk off to pictures of my mom's boobs. Ew, Jimmy, that's gross, Jimmy.
30 monitors, all in one consecutive lineup.
Yes,
that would be fun.
All display.
Oh, no, don't say it.
A 40-foot
vagina. Okay.
Oh.
Listen to me.
I could walk inside that and back out.
God, geez, Louise.
So anyway,
her wetness could fucking, parch an African village. Parting of the red curtains right there instead of the sea.
Lovely.
So you gotta ask yourself.
Lovely.
Do you want Jimmy looking after everything?
Donna? I don't mind. I'm okay with Jimmy. Like, Jimmy and me, I think, be okay.
Okay, well, Jimmy has given away all of our national secrets.
Do it to it, Jimmy.
Now
you got it.
But 14-year-old child labor law Jimmy has also managed to not code anything correctly. So he's like, let me put in the coding for Skype here. Let's make sure that if you share your desktop, you can't put it up with a webcam image. Because everybody's going to love that. Who doesn't want that? Let's make sure that happens. Oh, you can do that on iPad? Well,
jeez Louise.
I was jerking off when somebody mentioned that. You know, I was mid like jerk off and I squirted and the sound of the squirt just totally blocked out the audio of whatever someone said. So I don't know how to do that on a Microsoft. But I do know how to program programs badly. Hey, what works better on Microsoft computers, Donna? Let's name 5 programs that work well on Microsoft computers.
Edge.
Yeah, good point. Oh yeah, good point. Okay, what is Edge's programming, Donna?
I think you said it was Opera. That it was originally Opera.
You know the reason the people invented Opera? Now, this is a little known fact for people. Is back in the 80s, you had Internet Explorer, which was like chugfest, man. And then you had Netscape, which worked really well. And then Microsoft had a penis measuring contest with Netscape, and then they got all like weird about it, and they did something really blatantly illegal that should have put Bill Gates in jail, but didn't. Because, whatever. Anyway, and then
I have a sexy picture of Bill Gates. Do you want to see it?
Oh, no. Let me explain. Okay, Opera. So Opera was a freeware. So you couldn't shut down Opera because it was absolutely free.
The best part about Opera was that it was like 50 megabytes. It was like a really small program. It was awesome. I liked Opera.
So here's what most browsers do. And this is the stupidest thing ever. So imagine you decided to make a browser and you're like, I think what I want my browser to do is mirror the information that I'm already looking at.
Excuse me?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm going to mirror the information that I'm already looking at, which makes it harder for the program to run because it's mirroring, right? And why am I mirroring it? So that I can put ads in it.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I have to put ads in all your stuff.
Oh.
Why wouldn't you want 50 ads? So then the people who do ad blocker just put like an ad blocking thing in there. Anyway,
it doesn't work.
I'm getting off.
Ad blocker doesn't work.
So Opera had the brilliant idea of why don't we just put like what you're looking at as the first thing instead of mirroring it. And you know how much faster it made them?
Oh, really? Yeah, no, it was blazing. Opera was blazing.
So speedy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't believe the speed at which it works.
And not only that, but it was accurate as well. Do you remember, like, if you did searches with Opera, that you could actually find what you're looking for?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know what didn't work on Opera, though? What didn't work? Microsoft's website.
Nice.
Oh, hey, by the way, if you ever have a problem with Microsoft, go to their website and figure it out.
Oh. No, that's a wormhole from which you will never emerge.
Oh God, I love going to Microsoft's website if they have any problem with their computer and be like, so the thing I'm gonna do is go and figure this thing out. And so you go to their website and they have like some guy who's an administrator, and let's call him Jimmy Bob. And Jimmy Bob will be like, okay, so here's your problem. You can't seem to get the program to function well on this inherent part of whatever, right? And they're like, no, I can't. No, I'm going to click on this link.
That's why I'm here. And
I'm going to click on this link because they figured out my problem. And then you click on the link, and it's like, did you try inserting a finger up your butt? Now, I realize that most people haven't thought of doing this with a Microsoft computer, but I swear, because my name is Jimmy Bob, that it's worth trying. So just take your thumb and shove it up your ass. No. Yeah, exactly. That cat was well timed because that's the sound. It's like, meh.
Stuart. Yes. Okay.
You know what? Microsoft is like a surprise enema you don't want.
Yes.
You were like, you look pretty dilly, right? It's like you know what? I really want to solve all my problems, and Microsoft is like, okay, well, let's just flush out your ass with water. And you're like, no.
You're gonna need an update for this.
Can we just like get your programming to work? And they're like, no. What are you talking about? Oh, you think we're a computer company? Oh. That's funny.
Okay, so is your idea to start up your own computer company and call it like, Stu, this will work?
No, my idea is to reverse Apple them. Wait until Bill Gates dies, and then everything will work well.
Oh.
Screw that, man.
You see how I said Steve Jobs? Like, Steve Jobs was a brilliant man.
Right? He really was. Yeah, he really was.
Hacked it, and now it's like,
sure did.
Can't do it without you. But without Bill Gates, I'm pretty sure all the coding will work. Bill Gates is like,
that's not. Oh, Stu, I think that's mean spirited, and that's only. Oh, come on.
That's the truth there, though.
What would the world do without Microsoft? Think about it. Okay, think about
have computers that worked.
What will the world be
you
like
hope.
when you're on your own?
Are you kidding me? You know how well Google Chrome computers work?
Yes, and who's responsible for coding for Google? Is what I want to know.
different coders.
Multiple patents.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, they're not.
And Apple worked really well until, and now this is hilarious. My feed is like, it looks like I'm like trapped behind a glass window, and every once in a while I can thing in there. But Erin looks good. You look good, girl. Erin wants a Windows computer.
Does she really? I think she should get a Mac. You should get a Mac, Erin.
Everybody should get a Mac.
Yeah, get a Mac.
Hey, Apple, why don't you give up?
I know they're expensive. It would be worth it in the long run. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at them yesterday.
I know they're expensive, but I think you get your money's worth. I really do. I think when you go to resell them as well, Erin, that their resale value is better than Windows at the end of it.
It's hard to get third-party programming to work on their computers, though.
How hard? Like, have you tried? I think they've probably made crossovers for either that or they've made alternative programs, Stuart, and you know it.
Well, there was a guy. Remember that guy for a while there? Does anybody remember that story about $2 computers in Africa?
You mean where they were reconditioning computers and sending them to Africa for schools and whatnot?
Well, sort of. There was a guy who developed it. I think it's the same guy who developed that Raspberry gaming system.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. Well, he developed these $2 computers, and they really were they were super cheap, right? Because they were made to exist in an environment where sand was a problem.
Right.
That's how it is, though. You can build a computer on a school, like a school lunch menu fucking price. The actual, and then they can just write it off on taxes what they lose at the end of the year, and then they can just fucking, it's like a free pass. So yeah, $2 there, we still get $2 profit per computer, and then we get a write-off of every single computer as well. So it's pure profit.
So he developed these computers, right? And they were made to work on a cloud. So they didn't have much internal. They were for kids in Africa to use at school, right? So they would work and they would run off a cloud. So all the programs, you would just connect to the internet and use the program for a school, whatever, right?
Yeah, which there are programs in place for that to work. Why? Okay, what went wrong?
So they were $2. So they decided to shut down his program because $2 computers was not what they wanted.
Okay, who is who? American government?
Who
is who?
Microsoft, Google, all the people.
Okay, all the big companies.
Because they realized that not only was this a great idea, but you could make a shotload of money doing it. Which is where Google Chrome computers come from. The idea of Google Chrome computers is stolen.
Yeah. And they're, 300 or whatever.
Google
yeah.
We all know you stole it. Anyway, so his $2 program, his $2 computer program was gotten rid of. Now, search for it.
Yeah,
go on Google and search for $2 computer program.
Was that what it was called, though?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead and search for it. Find any information on it.
I gotta love censorship.
Find anything?
Computer labs in Africa, but that's an ad. Computers for Africa, the home program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't find anything for it, can you? You know what? I'm going to start keeping records of all the stuff that I read.
You need to. Yeah.
Go for it, man.
Because this was what? When this was 2008, 2009, he had this idea, and he got shut down. He got shut down by everybody. The FCC said it was illegal. Infrastructure problems where they were saying
it's what they do now.
No, here's what he tried to do. He went to Microsoft and he went to Google, and he said to them, "You know what? The problem with my program running in there is there's no infrastructure for Wi-Fi or easy internet in Africa, and what we need is a easy internet, so that these computers can go over and instantaneously work, right?"
So his idea. Wait a minute. So his idea was to get one of the other tech companies to launch a satellite so that he could piggyback off
billion-dollar companies.
Yes, but they're not.
He said
they're not going to do this altruistically, Stuart. But okay,
No, but he was like, wouldn't it be wonderful if, like, they did, because my $2 computers. Not only that, but he was going to take the $2 and put it back into the program, right? So every time they bought a computer, the money would get recycled back into the program. Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can find any information on this man. Nothing. He's disappeared.
How is that possible? Like, how would you go about disappearing him?
Easily.
I don't know. I haven't heard him. You know, the last thing I heard was that they were.
And how long ago was this? In the 80s? In the 1980s?
No, this was mid-2000s. And then they said that a new company had popped up, which was backed by Google, which was a $100 computer.
What about the car that ran on water? What about the fucking the electric or the plasma torch that ran on water? What about the fucking you know? What about that little device that they put in the fucking engine of cars? It made the fuel economy go, like 80 miles per gallon.
The thing for the $2 computer, the reason you wanted to do it is because then you didn't have to fund people buying a $2 computer. They could afford a $2 computer.
Yes, I love that idea. It would now hold on. It's a good idea. It would instantaneously bring a lot of people in Africa at least up to second world level, right?
Yeah. So you didn't have to, like, most of what you do there now is you go to computer
labs, like we used to. Yeah, computer labs, like in schools.
They go to computer labs, and then they do their online fishing at computer labs. I mean, they do all of their work at computer labs, not online fishing at all.
What? No, I mean, yes, of course.
Hello, my name is Abdul. I'm a prince from Africa. I have $1 billion. Would you like to click this link and help me with my $1 billion?
We'll give you $1 million, but you need to send us 1,000.
Remember when you got that email and you were like, "Hey, is this true?" And I'm like, "No, that's a scam." Abdul does not want to make you rich.
So true. Yes.
Oh, just give me your bank account number and I will help you.
Yes.
Yeah, no. So that's what they do. Anyway, so it would have made things a lot easier. I mean, they eventually push through the big things, so you get people like Bob who actually have, like, you know, who have computers and stuff. But imagine, like, the world 10 years ago if you had $2 computers in Africa.
Can I, like, look up this happy thing that I'm looking at right now, where these people in Africa are living in a round house and they have a solar panel on a stick, and they have access to computer. I like that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. You know how they got that done? They went into villages and they started sending in people who were interested in teaching, like teachers and people who were techies. And they would go into villages and say, "This is how you do this." And then they would leave because they realized that if they stayed or attempted to give them anything, they'd be killed or stopped, or all these big corporations would come in and be like, "Hey, you stop that." So it's
not just the corporations.
Oh boy.
It's the tribality of the location as well.
Yeah, I know. They have a lot of intrinsic problems.
As a first world country, we definitely don't want third world countries. Hello, babe.
No, I really do. I really do.
Get ready.
Have a good day, Aaron. Have a good day.
I'll talk to you. Okay, babe.
Okay, bye, guys. Love you, Stuart.
Bye.
I love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, babe.
Where's my hug? Huh?
Where's? Oh, you got de-hugged. Okay, anyway. Beaner Sylvie left. So there you go, Donna. That's happiness in the world. I know, it's a depressing thought to think that people try to do things that are kind and generous for other people, and people just get in the way. Of course, they still got that $2 shoe thing going, because you know what the funniest thing is? Like, they go over, like, somebody took over a camera about the $2 shoe thing, right? And they were like, do you need $2 shoes? And there were people in Africa being like, what, do you think we don't wear shoes? Like, who the hell do you think lives here? And we definitely don't need your crappy $2 shoes. Stop sending your crappy $2 shoes here.
Okay.
And stop thinking I'm living out in the desert in bare feet. That's freaking weird.
Nah, yo, click.
Like, how racist is that? Hey, you got shoes, right? You need a lot of shoes?
No, so what I'm thinking is that somewhere in Africa there's this gigantic like mound of shoes. And you know
what they're doing with the shoes, right? They're burning them. And the burning of the rubber causes toxins.
Well, yes, it would. Yeah. No,
so
why burn them?
$2 shoes.
Why burn them?
Can we figure out a way to make something for $2 that actually affects people in a positive instead of sending a bunch of shoes?
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay. Well, it looks like these people have done that, right? I mean, look at them. They're doing good.
I know. No, the guy who was brilliant was the guy who went over there and started teaching them how to build water pumps with their own technology.
Exactly. I like that.